What's up, sippers, and welcome back to another cup of conversation,
where we have conversations worth having.
I am your girl T.
And I'm your girl Coco.
And welcome to episode 90. Y'all, we getting close to our 100th episode, so we're going to give y'all some things. And lately...
What we going to do?
I don't know. We need to come up with something grand. Are we going to include other people? Or it needs to be about us? Mm-hmm. It do need to be about us.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about something people usually try to shy away from. They don't really like to admit. Mm-hmm. And it's called the art of settling. Mm. And we're really going to talk about the comparison of settling versus compromising. Mm-hmm. But before we get into that, we're going to start with our first segment, how you feeling, how you dealing. But this time we're going to tailor it to the conversation. Mm-hmm. So the question is, name a time you knew you were settling but did anyway. How did it make you feel and how did you deal with it?
You go first.
Okay.
Because I'm still struggling to find an answer.
I know off top, one time I think I told this story on a podcast before. One time I dated this dude from my hometown that had like been in jail for a lot of years and I didn't really know him, but everybody else around me knew him. And it was like, girl, when he got home, they was like, girl, don't date him. You know, you better than that. You better than that. But remember how I was telling you that one time that I never want to seem above like regular old black people like that was from the hood and shit. I might have been middle class, but I can hang out with y'all in the projects. Right. You know what I mean? So like that's what I was trying to give by talking to him. And baby, I was out of my league. He was too hood. And it wasn't even a hood that
But would that be considered settling though?
Yes, because I knew I should not have been talking to him. I knew I was better than that. I knew I was better than that. I'm talking about a nigga that might got a 9th grade education.
And you just did it because
I felt like I didn't want to feel better than, and then because I was a little bit attracted to him, but the main thing was stopping me was the fact that I knew I was better than him. But I went ahead and took that out of my mind because I was like, you know what? You can't be putting yourself on this pedestal like that. You just like every other black person around here. We are black. At the end of the day, when the police see us, we black. So you ain't no better than nobody else. So that's why I was trying it out. But I knew better. It made me feel like once I got in it, it made me feel like go with your intuition because you already know. Mm-hmm. And I dealt with it because I had to deal with it because it came down to like, you know, domestic violence almost. I mean, wasn't nobody hitting on me. I wasn't hitting on nobody either, but this girl did tell me I can, like he was cheating. This girl did tell me I could come over and smack him while he was in her bed, sleep naked still. You know what I mean? Right. It did get a little domesticated. So, I mean, that's how I dealt with it. I just moved on because I knew when I got in it, I knew I was doing wrong. I knew I was doing wrong. I knew I was settling. And this could be career. This could be relationship, friendship.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I've been thinking about this since I seen the question. Like I cannot find anything where I just knew in my mind that I was settling.
Well, only because you did say that you was a people pleaser. So that brings me to the idea that you had to sit in some shit that you really probably ain't want to be in a couple times, one time or two. And that gives settling to me. I don't know. If you somewhere you really don't want to be.
But that's the thing. I think even in my people pleasing, like I never went to the point to where I might have did something that would have took me out of my way, but I never did nothing that I felt like it compromised who I was. That's what I think about when I think about settling.
Gotta compromise. You just knew you didn't want to be there. Like you knew you didn't want to be a part of it at the time, and it might have took you a little longer.
Maybe like going to an event or something like that.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, like that could be it. You knew you shouldn't have rolled with so and so because you know they like to go all night, and you really ain't want to go to that event in the first place, and then some shit happened that you knew. It was gonna happen anyway.
I can say that I feel like I was settling when I had to go to my visit my in-laws. Like I felt like I didn't like them and I didn't like the situation around them, and so I felt like doing the right thing by going because that's my husband's family. He want to be around his family. Right. Like I felt like I was settling then. I guess like going
because you just weren't putting your foot down. And saying I don't want to go.
Even though I was putting my foot down. That's why I was like, I'm conflicted. Was it really settling or was it just me doing something because kind of like we talked about on the other episode, like to see him happy.
Okay.
And I guess it is still
that's
settling.
More compromising, see, because that's
what I say.
That's what we was gonna talk about, the difference.
Right.
But that's good that you said that though, because we do have to discern the difference between settling and compromising.
Right. So I will say that I don't feel like I really settle a lot of times. I feel like I compromise if in that instance, especially with my in-laws. Like I feel like a lot of times I had to compromise just because like.
Because it's part of the game, you know what I'm saying? That'll make him happy, and he'll do stuff that make you happy, even though it ain't what he really wants to do.
Right, because I definitely was like, I ain't going, you ain't going. It was times that we didn't go, and so I think it's just a compromise.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So for the spill of the week, while we're talking about compromising and settling, Ayesha Curry was on our feed a couple weeks ago and talking about how we spoke on this on one spill of the week, talking about how, this isn't the life she envisioned for herself. So do you think that a lot of people were saying, well, why would you stay? Do you think it's easier to settle or compromise sometimes than it is to take that risk and go for things you might not know what's on the other side?
It's definitely easier. It's always easier to just be and, keep things as normal as possible or things from having to change. Anytime change, I feel like you have to change something, it's uncomfortable a lot of times. Yeah. Unless you just gung-ho about changing, then it's going to be uncomfortable. And you already got your mind on it. Yeah, and especially I think too, when something involves other people and how other people's life will have to change too, and it's not just your change, when you don't have to just care, when you have to carry other people's change, it's uncomfortable. Like, it's hard.
So you picking stability over a risk to get what you want.
I'm picking a risk.
You picking a risk?
I'm picking a risk. I'm always going to pick a risk because even in that situation, I feel like I couldn't really relate to her. Like I understood it, but I couldn't relate because I feel like when you feel like you're not where you want to be or you're not where you think you want to be, I feel like it makes you a type of person that's not a good person, like a good person to be around. And so I feel like even when you're married in a situation and you express that, I feel like anytime, like even with my job, like now, like if I tell Carrie and I come home and I'm like, I don't want to do this job, like, and that's another thing. I never really settled a lot because I'm really quick to do like what I want to do.
I don't want to do this no more.
I don't want to do it no more. Like if I get an itch in my ass and say I don't want to do something no more, I'm gonna be like, I don't really want to do this. Now, will I think about it and make sure I'm not just making a rash decision? But a lot of times I'm okay with doing it. And then like if I tell Carrie something and he see how it's making me, he probably gonna promote me to be able to do whatever the change part is. Like he gonna be like, nah, go on do it. If that's how you feel, if you feel like that, go on do it. So I really couldn't relate to her saying that she felt like, what she said, like she was stuck or she didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom and all of these things. I couldn't either
because I'm always considering the next person, especially if they real close to me. I couldn't consider... I could always only consider how I'm making him feel because, like you said, that when you really somewhere you don't want to be, it change your mood, it change your tone towards people. So you might think you hiding it good, and you might think you don't look unhappy, but you up in there showing the signs every day. Yeah, and it's easy for him to feel it, for the next person to feel it. So I don't think I would be able to relate either. Like I said, I understand it. But I'm solution based and I'm quick to jump up out some shit like you. Like, just like with this job, how I complain about it all the time, Bubba is actively like giving me solutions. Actively, okay, do this, and then if you want to, you can quit right now. You know what I'm saying? Do this. It's me that more so like, I need to make sure we got some, because this economy hard right now, so I need to make sure everything is everything before I jump out on that bridge like that. But he like, fuck it. Like, if it's really causing you that much ail and stress and get up out of that.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it too.
Yeah, so I just feel like she needs to,
I think with her situation,
make a decision.
I feel like it happened really fast because, like, even think about the kids' ages and stuff like that. It happened kind of fast for her, and then I think too the benefit outweighed the risk.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't think it happened fast. I think it's the second part. Because they've been together about 10 years. That's a long time.
Well, I'm just saying, as far as how things happen in their life in that like 10-year span, they did a lot. They did a lot.
Blew up, had babies, and
he blew up, had a baby back to back. Then you had another baby. Then you had another, like you damn near didn't even have a chance to like think like, okay, do I want another kid before another kid was coming? Like type of thing. That's what I guess I mean by like moving fast.
people pleasing. You laying down and doing whatever he say just because, y'all done came up to a good
And she
situation.
might have not been doing everything he say. Maybe she was enjoying it. Like, because in that moment, I feel like when you in love, when you really in love, you want to do what makes you feel in love. Like,
and if somebody has came in and alleviated all the stress off of you, baby, you ain't got nothing else to think about. You going to Birkin shopping. Lay down. Exactly. Yeah.
And then you think about your own, like, you probably think about not the competition. I'm not saying that you in competition with other women, but like you think about, you know what I'm saying? Like
the potential out there.
Yeah, why wouldn't I please my husband? He my husband, so I wouldn't want nobody else to do it. So it just life comes at you fast.
It does. It really does. I guess I can get that from her. But stop complaining about it, baby. Go get in the field. But we need some action. Okay? We need some action. And Steph, say something. Stand the fuck up. He need to say something.
Well, I think that too, like, is it really her complaining? Because we haven't heard that from her. Like that's like me saying.
We have. We heard that from her. That wasn't the first time she did an interview like that.
But what I'm saying is that's when it comes up. Like, she's not sitting somewhere. Like, we've known her to be active and doing certain stuff. But I think that I feel like people confuse complaining versus speaking on a time or something. She not nowhere online every day telling us, like, I hate my marriage. I'm not, like, nowhere. That's complaining.
She's not really an online person, though. If we thought about, like, how she's been since they've been in the public eye for the last few years, she's not really an online person. So the only time she would get to do something like that is an interview. But it comes out in other ways too. Like, you seen the little thing where she was on the Red Table Talk, and it wasn't even, they weren't talking about relationships or her marriage or nothing. They just bought another man out, and she ready to take her ring off. Like, let me, you know what I'm saying? You can, like, insinuate that a man is fine without want to take your ring off. Like, it comes up in other ways more than her just blatantly saying, yeah, I've ran, I'm tired. I've done things that I didn't want to do for the last few years. It's coming up in more than one way. That's why I just feel like it's time for her to make some action. It's time for her to make some shake.
Well, I mean, I really haven't seen much of it, but what is it that she doesn't want to be with him, or?
She said that he wasn't her type.
She said she feels trapped. I don't think she wants the whole family dynamic, the whole cookie cutter.
Well, I feel like that's one of them grass green on the other side. Like, because you can say that, but come out here in the field and see what you really want. Like, I feel like I'd rather you just say, not that you don't want, you can say, two things can be true. You can want something and want to experience something else at the same time.
Yeah.
And if that's what it is, that's what it sounds like to me, y'all, after y'all saying it. I don't think that.
Maybe she does want to experience another side of life that she didn't because she got married early. But I don't know if there's a way to go about it after you've been married. I don't know what other way. Like, do you say, hey, let's open up our marriage a little bit because I'm a little curious. I don't want to go all the way out there.
Well, that would take... I think, and me
just
personally,
in case the grass ain't green,
I think that would have to be a conversation with them both, and I'm sure they probably had conversation. And I think we just normal. I think the reason I say is she really complaining because I think we normalize like being so deep into like celebrities and having an expectation out of them. Like how y'all was like, okay, what's his name? Whatever his husband's name is, stand up, but like we don't know what's really going on. Like you know what I'm saying?
We don't. We only know what she keep on telling us.
But what I'm saying is like, what do you expect him to say? Why do we have an expectation that you need to make it known to us? Like, that's the thing.
Because she is.
But that don't matter. That don't matter.
It do.
That don't matter because I can say the same for
a reputation and an image, like it does. And maybe and that might not be something that he care about because he ain't thought to clear it up. So some men
clear it up to us.
Yeah.
So because you could very well clear it up. He could be behind closed doors saying, hey, if you want to go, like go. Like if this is not something you want. Why do we feel like because he haven't said nothing, he ain't standing up? Like
I just feel like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to your partner.
I think a lot of things, and this is another thing with marriage, I think a lot of stuff can come off as that, and it can be that, but I feel like it shouldn't be an expectation to prove that I'm not embarrassed or to show that I'm not embarrassed anymore because I'm gonna say something. Like for example,
I
when
think
me
that
and my
comes with
situation,
celebrity status though, because I think about that a lot of time when I'm listening to the Breakfast Club. Like they say this all the time. Why so and so don't clear it up? Why this person didn't clear their name? That kind of comes with the territory when you
I hope
sign over into stardom. I mean, you could either be
I think
Beyonce.
we make it. I think we make it because, like, right, exactly. You just took the words out of my mouth. Everybody don't clear everything up. Just because I'm a celebrity, I don't care how. Even if we go famous. I talk about my in-laws all the time. Carrie don't care to talk about that. He don't care to clear nothing up about. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but that don't mean like he embarrassed by it or he cared that y'all think that he should be embarrassed by, oh, your wife felt some type of way about your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want him to, I would feel some type of way if he got on here like, y'all, okay, so she felt like this, but y'all don't want to know how I feel?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody, if y'all had an expectation.
I'm just telling you how the times are that we living in, how the Twitter space go and how the world go. When people are invested in your life and they are invested like they're a fan of yours, they want to know the details and
are they owed that?
No, they're not. No, they're not. You don't have to if you don't want to. A lot of people fall into the pressure of doing that. That's why Cardi B get on there screaming at her phone every now and then.
Exactly.
But a lot of people do it more than not because. You saying that now, but if 1 million people got up there and was like, they were the topic of the day, you're the topic on Google, you're the topic on Twitter, you're the topic of the day, you might think to want to say something. You might
think that, but I think that too, what happens is, I think as a marriage, I think that is something sacred. So it's not really like when you operate out of what the norm is, that's the quickest way to crumble. Like I feel like in the marriage, in that type of setting, like that's the quick. If you operating on what people expect out of you and what you need to speak to because of what people expect.
No, I agree.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's the quickest 100%. Way for it to crumble.
I'm just telling you about the times we in.
Right. Okay.
I'm just telling you about the times we in. And that's what they expect out of people. Mm-hmm. I literally hear Lauren LaRosa on the Breakfast Club and she be talking about what the people say on Twitter and I just be like, fuck them people.
Yeah.
Like, that be my main sentiment all the time. Fuck them people. Because and I just be thinking to myself, who is saying this? Because she's saying some shit I ain't never even seen. But it is a whole set of people that's thinking like this.
And then whole time, she's somewhere getting her back blown out by him. Like,
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it don't even make sense to even address it because, yeah, I could have told you this on the show and told you this how I probably felt at one point or I still feel, but I'm still with him. Like, I mean,
and then again to that point, I mean,
that's his answer too.
Yeah,
she's still here. Like, what is it for me to say if she's still here?
And he's never been that kind of person. He don't get on internet or social media, so it would look awkward for his character. I would expect that more from a Cam Newton.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, let's get into our main part because that wasn't even our main part. But I'm telling you how the world is. They're crazy. So,
I hate it.
How do you define settling in comparison to compromising?
Compromising feels good. Settling feels bad. So I just look at it as a positive and a negative.
Okay.
Compromising is something that you're willing to do for the good of someone. Settling is letting yourself down.
Yeah. Okay. And I can agree to that because I do have a friend that speaks on settling a lot when it comes to people being in certain relationships or just not getting this, I don't know, this celebrity status of life, you know, this millionaire or this, I don't even know when we as a society started being this greedy. But
social media.
I think it's beyond that, girl, because I was watching some shit about the Great Depression earlier, and they was talking about how people was falling into it because of stocks, and people was saying, like the bankers or the men that came up with it was like, oh, let me get regular, everyday people to think that they can do the same thing that these rich celebrities are doing, investing in the stocks. They taking out loans to put in the stocks. And they all wanted to do it because of the hopes of being rich or being more, it was of greed. Like, it wasn't because They didn't have enough food to put on the table for their family of 3. Mm-hmm. It wasn't because they didn't have a house over their head. Some people was mortgaging their damn house, taking the mortgage out on their house just so they can get stocks. Like stupid, just to like buy into the American dream. I don't know when we got into that.
Well, so that's why I think I said social media, because we speaking about like nowadays, people are doing whatever it takes to look wealthy.
Yeah.
And for people online. Because
they was doing that before online. I'm talking 1920s.
I'm talking about the people nowadays. Like, they had different reasons why. So they probably had, it wasn't social media wasn't the reason. Now, and then when I say social media, what I'm really saying is attention and notoriety, and basically being able to say, because even like the stuff that I see on social media with everybody is aesthetic now. Everybody does everything to be an aesthetic, to be to look rich, I want a millionaire husband so I can have this kind of house. I want a millionaire husband so I can be able to not go to work for real and go shopping during the day like the girls on Instagram. Like, where are you getting the idea from all of this stuff to want this stuff?
Right.
Social media.
Yeah.
Like, it's
a look.
Yeah, a look, an aesthetic. That's what we all chasing. Like, everybody's chasing the aesthetic of, nobody wants brown cabinets anymore because of an aesthetic.
Oh my God.
Nobody wants a white refrigerator because of
God.
Like, it's
I'm
simple
so
stuff.
sick of stupid stuff like that. Like, it be blowing me.
It's
and
real.
It really will taint your mindset a little bit, because it come up in the back of your goddamn mind while I'm up in here looking for houses. I ain't never cared about no shit like that. You know, I'm looking for stability. I'm looking for something that we can afford.
Right.
That's the amount of rooms I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. But now I'm seeing white appliances in the back of my damn head. I'm like, no, you don't want that. You don't want
why
these
don't you
brown
want
ass
that,
cabinets. I don't even know.
But
the shit is ugly.
It's only ugly because we have
The shit
trained
is
our mind to
ugly.
believe it's ugly, because when we had it before, we never thought, like you said, you never thought about that.
Yeah.
About white appliances. Why are white appliances ugly now? Because I'm sure but I'm sure if the aesthetic switched and it came back around that everybody wanted oak wood now, and oak wood was the aesthetic, we would go back to having brown cabinets and nobody would care. So I think it's ugly because we've been trained, we've been conditioned to think that it's ugly. Like the whole experiment with, people say that people don't have influence around, like they're not influenced by people around them, but it's inevitable.
It really is.
They did the elevator experience where they had people get on the elevator, and everybody on the elevator knew but one person. And everybody would get in the elevator and put their backs to the door. And after like one person, they looked around, they just didn't know why they were doing it. They turned their backs to the elevator door. Yeah. And it just happened over, and people in the doctor's office, they did it in the doctor's office. And then everybody, when they heard a beep, everybody stood up and then they sat back down. You come in and you don't know why everybody's standing up, sitting down. You just you just start doing it. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? That's a real life example of what's happening. And
people really in their minds think that they can scroll all day and not consume shit.
Yeah.
And I just be like, yeah, that has to be a little piece of insanity for you to think you're that disconnected to where none of this affects your mindset.
Yeah, it does.
But I know it does, because people can't even do regular stuff no more.
Yeah.
But how do you know when you're settling versus simply accepting somebody's flaws in a relationship?
Again, when it goes against, well, I wouldn't even say that. I was about to say when it goes against your better judgment, like what they're doing, but I won't even say that, because sometimes somebody flaws does, and it still doesn't mean that you're settling. I feel like it's settling when you have made it okay and that person have made their flaws okay.
Okay.
So
instead of y'all trying to
say, hey, this is your flaw, how can we change it? If that person is like, well, you know, I've been like this since you got with me. Then at that point you need to say, okay, if I stay, I'm settling. Yeah. But if that person is saying, hey, I'm willing to change that. Yeah, I am. I've been like that for a while. You know, I need to go to therapy. And then that's when you know, okay, I can give this person grace to fix this situation. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or give God time to fix this person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's where we're going to stop it right here for YouTube. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment, and check out the Patreon link in the description for the rest of the episode. Exclusives on Patreon only. Exclusives. See y'all next time.